Alright, so I have all of my equipment here fairly well decked out. You can see I got quite a few nice enchantments, except for my pants. They got projectile protection 4, which basically allows me to not put anything else on them of usefulness. My sword's got unbreaking 3, that's always good too. Now, Turk has been hard at work here. You can see he's made some stairs, some layout, and we go all the way down here. And the room above is for storage. This one's for machining. We brought some energy conduit off of an extra power tap off the side there into a nice 20 mil RF energy cell. Goes into a tesseract. Put this gold chest right off the side of it. This is where all of our items will end up, and we'll bring them along this wall here to do all of our processing. I made a QED and the Enderflux crystal to power it so that we can make ender markers. 1, 2, 3. Technically, we only need 3 of these, but I'm going to make 4 just in case if we lose one. There we go. So those take quite a bit of time to make since I only got 1 crystal there. So we'll just let them do their thing. Now the other thing I did is I made this extra thermal pump here, and we can go and stick this in a place like the Nether or something like that so we can get lava. But I have to find a good spot for it first, and I probably want more cobble. And we can get this, put a tap on it so it can come to this guy. So let me go ahead and get it positioned in a nice place. Alright, I found a nice little lava lake. This green beam here is actually our portal. It's up that way. Ooh, cobalt. So I made this nice little cubby here that's going to kind of shield us a little bit from any kind of gas firing at us. Let's just put up a small little roof here. There we go. So now we're pretty well protected. What I'm gonna do is place this guy right here. There we go. And apparently my client doesn't like it when I place that next to the pump. But let's make sure we have energy mode in receive. And we'll set the fluid mode in send. There we go. So now we'll send fluid and receive power. Make sure it's in ignore mode. And there we go. That should do it. And I believe this guy's a chunk loader as well, so we shouldn't be too bad off on that. Now to get my cobalt and get back upstairs. Alright, for some reason I had to actually lower the thermal pump down 1 block to get it to actually start pumping. But we have it working now. You can see it's going right into there. I probably could do away with the pressurized conduit now that we got all the bugs worked out. I upgraded the igneous extruder by 1. You can see how to do that. Just clicking here. Electrum gear and then Ingvar around it. And that allowed us to put an extra augment in here, which allows for 4 obsidian at a time with half the water consumption. You can see it right there. So that's going to get us a lot of obsidian, which is going to be very useful since we use it for the dark steel and several other projects. So now that that is done, I think our QED should be done by now. It runs really slow, but it's probably not that slow. And there we go. Yep. Now we got all 3 of them. Now we got 4 total. Let's go and grab our ender quarry and head out to the mining world. Stuffed it right here. Alright, make sure we got everything. Ender quarry. We have... where'd it go? And silk touch and speed 1 upgrade. Don't think we'll need more speed than that, but why, hello. He must be getting, yeah, there he is, he's getting this stuff. Look at that. The Buildcraft pump, as you can see, just drains the liquid. And so when it pulls it out, it just kind of does this flowy thing, which is kind of lag inducing when you're doing it to lava and such. That's why the Ender thermal pumps from Extra Utilities will actually replace it with blocks of stone. So it's kind of a nice benefit. So let's see. No problem like sticking out right there, right? Let's do it in that spot. So I like to mark where I'm putting it with that. Actually, let's make it on even numbers here. That way we can easily know where line is. So we have that, and there. Is that the right one? Yep. So 15 and 600. So let's go in this direction for quite a long time. There we go. As long as we make sure we stay on 15, we don't have to worry about how far in this direction we go, but let's go 200 blocks just for the fun of it. The other nice thing is these quarries will actually strip from the top down. And so, there we go. So when we place it in, we'll actually be getting all types of blocks. Diamonds all the way up to the top floor, copper and that kind of stuff. So let's see. We need to go to 600. And we'll probably hit 1300. All these little rabbits. There we go. 5. And 13 right there. It's a flower. Okay, so... And unfortunately, this mod pack tends to spawn villages. So that is kind of unfortunate out here. We really shouldn't have that. But I couldn't get it to stop, so I think it's an acceptable loss. There we go. Haha. Let's go ahead and stick this here. And of course I don't have a tesseract on me. Darn it. So there, and where's the other one? There we go. Has a little bit of a graphical glitch on it. Alright, waypoint. Let's make a new. There. That way we can find it again. Alright, I'm gonna go get the tesseract and we'll be good to go. And this is why we got all of that obsidian. Once you pulverize it, you can use it for the hardened glass and get these upgrades, but it's a step 3 of 4 just before the resident cache, and that's expensive. So, all this hardened, great stuff. Alright, now that we got our quarry going, we have it going straight into our little golden chest here as a kind of a item buffer. It'll just dump all the random objects into there, and then it will be pulled out via these item conduits from Ender.io. And I have them going into some basic thermal expansion caches here. Well, they're reinforced, not basic, but you know what I mean. So we have Et Futurum in here as well as Chiseled 2, which is giving us the same blocks from 1.8. So I have to do 2 different chests for that, unfortunately. But that's going to take up a little bit more space than I was expecting, since we can't just combine those in caches. But I got to put a few more reinforced caches out here to get some more of these common blocks, like the diorite, from both Chiseled 2 and from Et Futurum. then we'll be able to start our ore processing. And as you can see, I've toned down the speed at which the stuff gets extracted here. On this little energy cell, I just turned down the output power so that it doesn't overwhelm our pipe system. I'm going to go ahead and put some speed upgrades in here so that we can get like a 10 out of the 15. So it'll almost pull a full stack at a time. Maybe I'll even go up to 15 depending on how I feel. But we'll definitely eventually do that. And along this wall we'll put our actual machines. I raised the ceiling a little bit so we can put some chests to dump into. And then we can put the machines along here, have the piping in the back. Fun stuff. It'll be kind of similar to what we did in our season 2, except for I think I'm going to expand it out a little bit, not worry too much about reusing the conduit since, you know, we got more space. We're not terribly concerned about our resources, since you saw kind of how that ended up in the last season. We're really not going to have much to worry about except for ender pearls till we get to the end. One thing we will have to be concerned about though is power. The big reactor that's running this right now only kicks out about 600 RF per tick. And as well as that is, we're going to have to upgrade that to get as much power out of it as we would like. Also, I need to implement my machine, the cryothium generator, so that we can put some cryothium dust in there and also be able to get our cryo-stabilized flux ducts from thermal expansion, which transfers infinite number of RF across the pipe rather than being restricted like these pipes are, the energy conduits. Like these Ender ones here are 20k RF. So I'll go ahead and finish getting these reinforced caches put out, and maybe even start a little bit on our machining so that we can get some more items refined. And we'll be back in a sec. Since we have a little bit of a problem with overheating in our little big reactor down there, it's just the casing's getting up to 2000 Celsius, which is inefficient. It's preferred to be in the 1400 range. Gelid cryothium will fix that for us. So I have a very rudimentary form of my machine sitting here, pulling some of this stuff, sagging it here, get some sand, combining that into blocks so I can sag it again to try to get the niter, and then I'm just recycling that. Then we got our snowballs from over here, and we're getting our powder, Liz powder from right here, just throwing in redstone up top here like so, and it's just transposing that into our snowballs to make the powder, and that gives us our cryothium dust, which all I need to do is throw that back into the magma crucible and it'll make gelid cryothium right here. So once that's done and we have enough buckets, we'll be able to fill up our big reactor and turn it back online with hopefully better efficiency. So yeah, we put in 2 more rods. We're going through 2 millibuckets per tick. The core encasing heat's about 1150, which is pretty ideal. And we have 3.6 killi RF per tick. So we're getting about 7 times.
My little project has now provided us with more power than we'll need for a long time. And I'm going to actually going to turn this thing off. And I'm going to stick a cache on the side here for raw input.
The Eulorium and whatnot?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be good to put the cache in between the input and output. Let's see. Fortunately, we went and used an energy cell, so we get 8,000 input, so that's way more than it's putting out. And as you can see, we're not burning near that much going out into here. But if we did, it would fill up this chest rather quickly because we're not processing any of the ores just yet. So I still have to work on automating that.
Today we need to locate chickens. We are running dangerous. Actually, we're completely out of feathers. So yeah, we need to do something about that, which means I have to go find some and collect them, which means I need seeds in order to collect them and, get them follow me.
You do know we have chickens in the mining world, right?
Oh, yeah. Huh. Well, that'll make it easier. Well, guess I'll grab some seeds and get to work on that.
Are you going to lead them back through the portal or something?
Good point. I guess I could set up something over there. Get at least, egg breeders and thing over there.
Yeah, you could kill them for the eggs, but I prefer safari nets.
A what?
Safari nets. There's...
Safari.
Yeah, basically you just throw a net on them, you capture them, and then you can take them back with you.
Huh.
There's actually a high power one. It's kind of expensive to build, but it makes whatever you capture infinite. Like you can just keep popping them out of the net. Craziness, I know.
The reusable safari net or something else?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I guess I'll be playing with one of those. I did not know we had that in here.
We have everything.
Ah, the joy of mods. Everything. All right.
See,
in that case,
I even have a selfie cam hat.
Yeah, I don't have one of those yet. I kind of have to do it the hard way. That's why I've got my, record everything hat.
Mic.
Right,
I got that, a light, and a camcorder.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna go figure out this net thing and get to work.
Good luck. Alright, so we are constructing some zombie generators. I've already got all of the electrodes handled. Energetic alloy, silicone, the head, and some basic capacitors. So they're pretty cheap to do. But in order to actually make the generators themselves, we have to get electric steel and fused quartz around these things. Now I've already got the electric steel, at least some of it, but that stuff's pretty cheap to make too. Let's see, it's only silicone and steel, or if you do silicone, coal powder, and iron. And with our newly laid out machining room, the silicone and iron is pretty cheap to come by, and the coal powder is just a byproduct of sagging all of our coal ore. So we got plenty of all of it. The only thing we don't have is quartz. We got maybe, 2 and a bit stacks of actual quartz. And as you
I
saw,
should do that.
It is, what, 4 quartz per piece of glass, so it's expensive. So we're gonna go and
I didn't think about this.
luck pick our way through.
Sticking luck on my hammer.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. Usually you put full out redstone on your hammers to speed up the hammer, but sacrificing speed for luck definitely be a good way to do it.
Either that or silky, but I think luck would be a little more interesting.
Well, yeah, the only thing you'd want to use silky for would be to actually build yourself a wall of the nether quartz. Noisy.
It's halfway up. I'm gonna need another half stack of lapis to get it all the way.
Well, come over here to our little room, and we have lapis right there. Right there at the top.
Apparently quite a bit.
We are at 4,400 lapis right now. You see how much coal we got? We got 2 bars on a reinforced cache. That's probably right near 30,000 coal. We could probably generate all of our power by burning coal. Oops. Stupid portal. Well, that is all the time that we have for today. I hope you've liked this episode, and do hit that subscribe button as well. Next time, I think we're going to go and check out the nether and get some the nether quartz so that we can make some fused glass, and I have something in mind for that. But it's just in preparation. We need some power. That's the only hint that I'll give you. But we will see you later.